Okay, are you ready? Keep it going. Your very first act for the Teenage Comedy Gala for the Melbourne International Comedy Festival. Your very first performer. He's 18 years old. He's from Paran, just down the road. Go crazy for Zach Cooper!
Hello, my name is Zach Cooper, and I'm a comedian, which some of you might have guessed by now. If not, keep up. I'm not going to explain more to you. My name is Zach Cooper, and I'm a comedian, and I'm a teenager, which is why I'm here. And it's a good gig for me, because I feel that I have a lot of resentment towards teenagers. For example, I feel like as a teenager now, I can't go shopping anymore. I can only go op shopping, which is very annoying to me. Preferably at some sort of hip one-syllable, op shop. Someone with a name like a Shag or Swave or Jizz, something like that. And it's very annoying for me because I feel like when I go to an op shop, no matter what item I choose and bring to the counter, the guy looks at me like, what the fuck is that? That a red scarf vest? As if he's stocked that item only to see who's douchebag enough to bring it up to the counter, It's very annoying for me. I wish that I could shop at more commercial places, somewhere like General Pants Co. That's a nice corporate-friendly store, but I could only shop there back when it was starting out, back when it was still indie, back when it was still Lieutenant Pants Co. That's the worst joke in this set, don't worry. We'll go uphill from there. This is exciting. Sam Simmons said I was 18. I'm only 17. Hack. I'm only 17, which is a shocking age because you can't drink, you can't smoke, you can't have sex. Well, you can have sex, but you're not good at it. There are probably some guys in the audience going, "Oh, I'm fucking good." You're not. You're just awful. It's at the top, guys. And the problem is, I feel like, but I'm looking forward to when I actually am 18, because then maybe I might be good. I don't think you just become good at sex overnight when you turn 18. It's not like a guy shows up at your door like, "Happy birthday, here's your new cock." It's not like that. But it is interesting. I do look forward to when I am 18, though, because I feel like I'll show up and I'll be at a bar for the first time and there'll be a sexy lady next to me and she'll turn to me and she'll go, "Hey, how you doing?" I go, "Not bad, thanks. You?" "Yeah, pretty good." Yeah. And she'll turn to me and she'll go, "So, can I buy you a drink?" And I can turn to her and go, "No thanks, I can buy myself one now. I don't need you anymore." It's good, it's great being 17, except I do feel like there are issues with being a teenager in the current modern day world. For example, I don't really know anything about politics, because you're meant to know about political things. There are left-wing people that want you to, but I don't know anything. I know Obama's president, that's about all I know. I know he's president, and I think president's a good job for him. I think president's a better job for Obama than like pedophile, That would be an awkward job for Obama to have, but if he was a pedophile, he might misuse his ability to touch millions, for example. I don't get along very well with my teenage cronies. For one, I call them cronies, which they don't seem to like. I feel like I'll go to a party and all they'll be Facebooking or MySpacheeing or whatever it is they do these days. And it's difficult for me because I'll be at a party, they'll be popping E's or playing Scrabble or whatever the fuck teenagers do these days. And I'll be sitting in a corner contemplating, whether there are capital letters in the Chinese alphabet, which of course there aren't. They're against capitalization. That is the cleverest joke in this set. We've been to both ends now. That's good. The world's gone pretty crazy though. There are new Coke bottles. The new Coke bottles have less liquid in them. They're the same price, but the redeeming feature of these new Coke bottles is that they have a better grip, which is a fucking ridiculous new feature, Since what guy couldn't hold on to the bottle that they required these new bottles, For example, I don't know how that's advertising. I've been trying to advertise myself as less but with a better grip for a long time now, and no one's been grabbing onto it, quite literally. And I feel, does anyone actually go to Belgium to try the finest beers in the world, or go to France to try the finest wines in the world, and they're sipping on it and they go, "This is absolutely amazing." And someone goes, "Do you want another?" "No thanks, it's a bit rough on the palm, isn't it, Might just have a new bottle of Coke, that'd go down well, I don't think grip is important in the beverage holding world. Grip is important in, say, mountain climbing. That is where grip would be important. According to a friend of mine, he's a mountain climber. He's a paraplegic now, actually. He tried climbing a mountain with the old Coke bottles, and... dickhead. Deserved it. Got what he had coming. It's pretty annoying. I feel like as a teenage male I should be able to get girls. I can't get girls. But it's made worse because I know a 60-year-old guy who can get girls, which is sort of threatening to my sexuality. The thing is, he can get them because he looks like he's 40, which is amazing. That's a 60-year-old man with a 20-year what I am to what I look like gap. But it got me thinking, when he was 20, did he just look like a fetus sitting on a bar stool? "Hey toots, want to come back to my place?" "No, you're a fetus. Why would I possibly want that?" "Dag nabbit, I'd best get back in my order." Obviously it doesn't help that he's a 50s Chicago gangster fetus. there will be 50s Chicago Gangster Fetus t-shirts on your way out, so just purchase those if you'd like to. Or don't. I don't mind. I'm just trying to make money. I did get a girlfriend eventually, which was nice. She was a sex addict, which is particularly exciting, but she had a name. Her name was Sarah Johnson, which I think is a very white-sounding name. You know, I thought if she was a sex addict, I might have been tipped off by a more sexy name. Something like Tiffany Likes Sex a Lot, you know? Or really any member of the Like Sex a Lot family, for that matter, you know? But it was pretty good. We eventually, we started, she said she wanted to have sex in every single room in my house. So we were having sex in my parents' bed, and we got caught, which is the worst case scenario when you're having sex in your parents' bed. You know, I guess I should have seen it coming. They were in the bed at the time when we started. Sort of an accident waiting to happen. But I didn't really know what to do, so I went to my closest female friend and I said, what am I going to do to help her, you know, to get better in the boudoir, which is what she calls it. She's pretentious. And she said to me, basically what you're going to want to do is rub the really sensitive part of the female anatomy, you know, the little ball. And I was like, gotcha. But I didn't have it at all. I ended up rubbing her eyeball for 25 minutes. But I thought I'd buy her a sexy new anniversary present. So I went out to a B&T, that stands for Bras and Things. You with me, girls? Yeah. I've done my research. And Bras and Things, which is a ridiculous name for a store. It's almost as if the owner just wanted to sell bras, but he was scared that would be too specific, you know? Like if he only sold bras, one day someone might come into the store and be like, just a bra, thanks. Oh, while we're here, do you have a polar bear skating down an ice chute wearing a red fluorescent thong? No. This place is in dire need of a things section. Anyway, I went in and I said, what can you sell me? I require you to sell me an item for my sexy girlfriend. And they said, what you want, what you need is a sexy negligee slip. Apparently that's what's in right now. So I bought this sexy negligee slip and I gave her the slip and I said, what do you think of that? And she said, this is just awful. And I said, what's wrong with it? She said, why did you paint a portrait of your mother on the front of it? And I said, sweetheart, it's a Freudian slip. Thank you, that's my last joke. Have a good one.